definitely a good boot camp. Yeah?
Can you come to Sasquatch this year?
Can I come to Sasquatch this year? Sasquatch is a festival I always wanted to go to because it seems like it's just in the best location ever. And every year I look at the lineup, I always like the poster, I always like the bands. It seems like a great location, and I was booked to go to it that one year, and I can't remember, I couldn't go and I felt terrible. And then they haven't asked me back, I think I pissed them off, so I'm guessing I can't go. I could go and like just try to camp or something, but I'm from New Jersey. Thanks, man. So I don't know how good I would be at camping. Yes? Why don't I come to Bumbershoot? I hate Bumbershoot. I don't like Seattle. No, I've been to Bumbershoot. I've done Bumbershoot twice before. In fact, years ago, one of the Bumbershoots I went to, I had just met Flight of the Conchords that summer in Scotland, and I think it was the first summer I met them. And they turned out they were coming to visit LA, and I told them, I was like, you guys, if you can get a ticket to Seattle, I'm doing this festival, and I'll give you half my stage time. I'll give you half my sets. I get 20 minutes, I'll give you 10 of it. And they were like, okay, and they booked tickets, and they came up to Bumbershoot. And they did Bumbershoots. What I'm trying to say is I'm responsible for Flight of the Conchords. You heard it right here at the University Bookstore. Yes.
Will you sign anything other than your book?
Will I sign anything other than my book? Yes, I will sign my book and boobs. But just men's boobs. It's only heavy men in books. That's what I want to say. Yeah. I'll sign whatever. It's just more like, just in the interest of time. I'm happy to sign whatever, but depending on how many people want stuff signed, as long as we. Because sometimes people are like, oh my God, my cousin. Can you leave a voicemail message for my cousin who's in the Philippines right now? I'll be like, yeah, sure. And then they're like, hold on, operator, no. What's the number? And then everyone's in line waiting, and I'm like, trying to do this message for somebody in the Philippines. So yeah, I'm happy to do whatever, but I guess as long as you guys are kind of considerate of the other people. Hey. If I could be famous in any foreign country, super famous, oh shit. If I could be super famous in any foreign country, which one would I choose? That's a good question. I don't know if being super famous is a thing that somebody should want, just in terms of like how much that would mess up your life, Because especially with camera phones and all that, then you're under surveillance all the time. So the question is really, what foreign country do you never want to visit? I'm allergic. I have a lot of food allergies, so I'm going to say China. Because I can't really eat Chinese food anyway. And China has a lot of people in it. So if I could be super famous in China, what I'm getting is, I'm not going there anyway, because I can't eat peanut oil and stuff, so I can't even eat the food. But I have a giant audience. So I'm selling tons of shit. I'm selling so much merch in China, where it's all made anyway, so there's no shipping costs. So I'm definitely going with China. I'm set for life. Super famous, weird Greek American dude in China. Definitely China. Yes?
What's your favorite color?
What's my favorite color? Tough one. On a bandana, I definitely like orange. Those are cool. What's your favorite?
I like orange.
You like orange, okay, cool. You too?
Yeah.
Okay, good, that worked out, you guys. Right now what I like is, I kind of like light blue. Kind of like this. But it makes a weird noise, so it's not It's a weird color. I like a tougher kind of light blue, you know what I mean? It's soothing, but don't mess with them.
How was your years through kindergarten through high school?
How were my years through kindergarten through high school? So I grew up in this town called Thomas River, New Jersey, right? And that's next to Jersey Shore. So that's next to all those guys who like wax their chests and they have like gel in their hair and tanning and all that stuff. So I was always a dork and a geek. I was called a fag and a dweeb and all that kind of stuff growing up. So great. It was so much fun. I thought, man, I'm going to use this. This will be good for for comedy and for palindromes. This is going to come in really handy. Really make a mark in palindroming. It was okay. My first passion was breakdancing. 5th grade, breakdancing was, I think, the first wave. I see confused looks. Really? Okay. I loved breakdancing in 5th grade. I was the best popper, just like, not floor work, but just kind of standing up. Not bragging, I'd say I was one of the best poppers in my elementary school. Which only went to 6th grade, so fair enough. 5th, 6th grade, you're going to be more developed anyway. So I was one of the best at that. 7th grade, I discovered skateboarding, and that became like, that was it for me. I loved skateboarding. I skateboarded hours every day after school, like until it was dark out, skated with my friends, build half pipes. And then I became obsessed with trying to dunk a basketball. I don't know, that was a curveball. I don't know where that came from. From like sophomore year through the rest of high school, I dreamt, and I'm not joking here, I would have dreams about dunking. I'm not good at basketball, by the way. I'm not a good basketball player. I'm not that tall. There aren't many professional Greek basketball players that I'm aware of. So it's not like there was a rich history of my culture of like, yes, you should do this. You're going to be one of those great Greek NBA stars. Anyway, I was obsessed with dunking and basketball. And I got it to where, I'm talking every day on my driveway, I'd be running and jumping up and trying to touch the rim. Got the bottom of the net. Then the next year I could do the middle of the net. Eventually I could touch the rim. By senior year I could hang on the rim with 2 hands. I'm jumping all the time. So I got it to where I could jump up to, I could be on a basketball court and run up and just jump up and just hang on the rim. And I was like 5'10" or so. So I was excited. I thought, I'm going to do this, you know. And I got it to where I could dunk a kickball. So I could actually dunk a kickball. I was so close to being able to dunk a basketball. But I couldn't palm the basketball, so I never did it. But I remember, and this was a low moment that now it's come into my head here. I don't know what high school was like, if for those of you who went to high school or wherever you went to, but where I went to high school, I went to a large public school. When it rained, they were very lazy, and they would just set up like a volleyball net inside the gymnasium. And then all the gym classes would just have to play volleyball like 50 versus 50. Did you guys ever have that where they're just like, okay, all the time, yeah, so play volleyball. Okay, well, here we go, we're gonna play volleyball. But then there were like burnouts like in one pocket and like tough guys are over here. And again, I'm from New Jersey, so girls had like really big hair. It was like sprayed up and stuff. So a volleyball would just, like 1% of the people were really playing the volleyball game, but everyone else were just basically targets with different interests. So you just see like some girl get beamed in the head, you see her hair just like... Well, it was one of those days, and my gym teacher knew I was really close to dunking, and I was obsessed with this. And so he said, hey Demitri, try this. And he brings the soccer ball over. He goes, can you palm this? And I'm like, yeah, I can palm this. So this is such a stupid thing. I totally got what I deserved, but I was like showing off, you know. So I had the soccer ball, so I told people, I made people move. I was like, you guys, can you, yeah, sorry, can you just, I just need to get to the rim, can you get out of the way? So I made people move out of the way. So all these gym classes in there, and I take the soccer ball. I'm like, yeah, sorry, excuse me. Okay, so move out of the way. And I take the soccer ball. And a lot of guys, if you've seen guys try to dunk, a lot of them don't just run up gracefully and just dunk it, you know? People like me, what they do is they do this thing with their feet where they go like, so I'm doing this like little stutter step. This mic's the fucking shit. So do this like little stutter step thing, and then I go up and I jumped up to dunk this soccer ball. Now I have this big audience, and I went off with 1 foot and I flew up, and I got way up there, and I went to dunk it, and went boom. I threw the ball and I missed. Right, I hit the back of the rim, and the soccer ball just went flying. But what happened was, and this was a really good lesson in physics. I went up on 1 foot, so I came up on an angle, and I did the mistake of holding on to the rim, so I missed, and I held on. But since I came up on this angle, so now my body's like swinging like that. And the ball's flying away, and I'm just swinging, and then I let go. It's one of those moments in life where time completely slows down, just a slow motion. Just in the worst position, I'm just trying to turn my body to not fall directly on my back. And I barely just turn a little bit as I flail in front of 5 gym classes worth of people. Boom, land on my side. it's like, you know, that kind of thing. And my gym teacher runs up, he's like, don't move, don't move! Because it looked really bad, and I couldn't feel my leg. So now I'm just like, this, like a small beached whale on the floor of the gym, just kind of lying there. Now I'm just worried about physical stuff, so I haven't even gotten yet to the embarrassment. I'm just like, oh my God, what did I do to myself? Gym teacher won't let me move. I can't feel my leg. So he gets a wheelchair. Swear to God, he gets a wheelchair, and he's like, now has to go through the crowd here, brings the wheelchair, and I had to go home early. He wheeled me out of gym, and I had to go home early because I fell trying to dunk a soccer ball. Yeah, so that was probably K through high school. It took me right into college. And I was fine, thankfully, but yeah. I never did dunk the basketball. The best I could do was kick